What's up guys, Lon here from Android Authority, and we're here at IFA 2016 where Sony just announced a bunch of new products along with two new smartphones, the Xperia XZ and the Xperia X Compact. The X Compact, as the name suggests, is supposed to be a smaller version of the XZ, and it definitely is smaller, but it's also a lot less powerful and doesn't come with as many features as the XZ. The design isn't all that different from previous Sony phones. It's been slightly tweaked with some new body lines and this looped design to give it a refreshed look, but for the most part, it's still a sharp rectangular slab. The X Compact is also made of plastic and comes in a variety of different colors from black, gray, blue, and white, and depending on the color you get, it will either be a matte plastic or a less fingerprint-friendly glossy plastic. Despite being made of plastic, it felt surprisingly sturdy, and with so many large-screen smartphones on the market now, it was a very refreshing feeling to hold and use a phone that fits so easily in the palm of your hand. Obviously, with the X Compact being as small as it is, you're not going to get a very large screen. It's got a 4.6-inch LCD display on the front with 720p resolution, which may not sound all that exciting on paper, but on a 4.6-inch screen, 720p works perfectly fine. It's sharp enough that text and graphics were still very easy to read, and it also had some pretty nice looking colors, but with it being so small, it's definitely not going to be the best experience for playing a lot of games or watching YouTube. Unlike previous compact phones that Sony has made, the X Compact doesn't share the same internal specs as the XZ. Instead, it's running on a Snapdragon 650 processor with 3 gigs of RAM, which should be perfectly fine, especially since the processor isn't having to push as many pixels, but it's going to be disappointing to anyone who wanted a compact phone with flagship specs. It comes with 32 gigs of internal storage, a micro SD card slot, and a 2700 mAh battery, but something that is oddly missing is that the X Compact isn't water or dust resistant. It does, however, have stereo front-facing speakers, a headphone jack up top, and a USB Type-C port on the bottom with support for fast charging. On the right side of the phone, you have Sony's standard power button, which also doubles as a fingerprint sensor, and right below that is the volume rocker and physical camera shortcut button to quickly launch into the camera. It does keep the same rear camera from the Xperia XZ with the 23 megapixel sensor and 5-axis image stabilization, which should work really well for capturing photos and stable video, but the front camera on the X Compact has been reduced to a smaller 5 megapixel sensor. It's running Android Marshmallow, and it does have some customizations from Sony, like the swipe down from any home screen to conduct an app search, custom icons, and the built-in theme engine, but for the most part, this is basically stock Android. This is probably the lightest skin that Sony has ever made, and it looks like they might be slowly doing away with their own skin, or at the very least trying to not interfere as much with Android. They've even gone as far as integrating the Google Now home screen into their own launcher, which I thought was a really nice touch. For more information on the X Compact and the Xperia XZ, including pricing and availability, check the website at androidauthority.com, and feel free to let us know your thoughts on the X Compact down in the comments below, and give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and also subscribe to the channel, which is also down below, and keep it tuned here to Android Authority for all your coverage of IFA 2016 here in Berlin.